Jackson Radio Show.
Hey everybody, Kevin Jackson. It's Kevin Jackson Show, KJRadio.com. The question is, did Mueller expand his investigation to include Barack Obama, Eric Holder, and Loretta Lynch? See, Mueller's got a lot of explaining to do. They make him out to be the most pious man in D.C., and I don't believe it. Newsweek reported this a while back. The FBI said it had no comment to Newsweek's questions about whether Mueller alerted senior Obama administration officials, including Clinton, about the investigation before they brokered the deal. The DOJ did not immediately respond to questions. As Secretary of State, Clinton, along with then Attorney General Eric Holder, presided on the U.S. Committee on Foreign Investment that approved the deal. They're talking about the Uranium One deal. Now, this would have been enough for somebody to be clamoring to shut down this investigation if it was going against a Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama, if Donald Trump had assigned somebody that had colluded with the team that set up the deal. But the left haven't said anything. So anyway, according to True Pundit, U.S. Special Counsel Mueller's sweeping investigation into President Donald Trump's White House expanded its probe into President Obama's White House. Expanded into the tenures of Eric Holder and Loretta Lynch in their official roles as U.S. Attorney General for Obama's 2 terms in the White House. And it says here, Mueller's team for the first time has requested a number of DOJ records and emails related to Holder and Lynch, including additional records linked to Obama and Valerie Jarrett, who served as Obama's senior advisor during the time that he was in the White House. And this is according to federal law enforcement sources. Now, I'm telling you right now, I don't know if this is real or not. True Pundit, we've used before. I haven't found any fake news on their site, like they're no CNN, but I couldn't verify any of this. Now, is it highly likely? Yes. Anyway, he goes on to say this. The revelations could indicate that Mueller's looking at Obama and his Justice Department's role in attempts to secure FISA warrants to spy on the Trump campaign in 2015 and 16, or he's delving into the Uranium One debacle, even though Mueller himself is implicated in this growing scandal. Now, here's why I don't think it can be Uranium One. Because Mueller's implicated. Now, he writes this. A cynical investigator would hypothesize Mueller could be getting an early and discreet look at the Uranium One records to gauge any evidence implicating his personal exposure. It would not be the first time Mueller bent a few laws. However, such a feat would be difficult to pull off in such a team-oriented investigation setting. So I agree with all of that. That's why I don't think it's Uranium One. I think it's, can they look at the FISA warrants? They did not confirm, according to the True Pundit, whether Mueller is specifically seeking the records. But the guy says we can read between the lines, although there are many known and emerging Obama-linked scandals at play. Now, there's enough reason for Mueller to investigate almost the entire Obama administration. So this story is certainly believable that he would expand the investigation. And let me give you one example. Obama claimed to not know about Hillary Clinton's private server. There was a record of this. Then we discovered that he indeed knew about her private server because he responded back to her on it. He had sent her emails on the private server. So given that revelation, one can see that why Mueller would expand his probe into the emails of at least Obama. And as far as Holder goes, I mean, look, this guy's been needed to be investigated for a while. And we all know that Lynch, how she's escaped an investigation up to this point means that she's got a lot of dirt on some people. The meeting on the tarmac warranted an investigation months ago. And the fact that Loretta Lynch used a code name in her correspondence with Bill Clinton was the first clue that we needed to be looking into that. Then, when we finally get the notes on that meeting from the FBI, what do they show? Redacted. Explain to me how the two of them claim, oh, we talked about our grandchildren and golfing and vacations or whatever, then why was it redacted? If you got nothing, unless you just want the names of your grandchildren out, yeah, well, Benny he's now, in the 3rd grade, and, little Jill is over here doing this. Take the names out. But, I mean, have you seen the documents? It reads like a spy novel, where they've got all the redactions. And finally, add to this the undocumented meeting where by happenstance these two ended up on the tarmac in Phoenix, Arizona, and it was a grounds crew person who went, that's weird. That looks like an official president. I don't know all the details, but he spotted him and went, that's not right, and alerted the media, who then told us they were there, because had it not been for that very observant young man, we would not even have known that meeting had ever occurred. It was an undocumented meeting. And understand the backdrop of what was going on there, where Loretta Lynch, who's already said to Comey, don't call this an investigation, call it a what did she say to call it? Like, call it an issue or something, something benign, but don't refer to it as an investigation. And so he obliged. So Hillary Clinton is formally under investigation that they're telling, don't use that term, running interference for him. Then they have this clandestine meeting with a code word and redacted formal, understanding of what was discussed at the meeting, and they want you to believe it's all on the up and up. So we should have had this investigation months ago. That's common sense. And Mueller should have recused himself. So unless he plans to actually do the right thing and convict this cadre of leftist crooks, he needs to get out. Because I suspect he's pulling a Comey. He's gathering information together so that he can purge it. And if I were the FBI, I'd monitor orders for bleach bit and hammers. What kind of hammer did they use? I would just look for stuff. Because let me tell you something. This is the scandal beyond biblical proportions. And the left know it. They understand this. Their house of cards is so precariously built that any small gust of scandal is going to make it come falling down. So I'm anxious to see how this plays out over the next couple of weeks, if it turns out that Mueller is investigating. And again, I looked for multiple sources when we were talking about this. We wrote about it, and I made sure people understood that, look, I don't make any bones that we got information here. And there were no references from two pundits. They say they got this information directly from sources. Is that true? We'll find out very shortly. But I'll tell you this, even if it isn't true, it certainly should be. And that's the way we cover it.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.